Hello beautiful Pisces, welcome back to your extended. My name is Jane. If you haven't watched this morning's reading, I would go ahead and do that. If you have, then you're all set. You're ready to go. I didn't know how to follow through on that one. A card came out and other things started coming in, so Jane's voice kind of gets canceled out when spirit comes through, so sometimes I don't know. I don't say anything that's worth saying, I guess. I know it sounds self-deprecating, but it really isn't. It's just too many voices, you know. In the olden days, I would have been put away for that stuff. 17, 8. Again, the number 8 is coming in. That's what I'm saying. Every time the card comes out, right away there's stuff coming through. And it's written to storyteller. So it's telling you to tell a story. It actually makes complete sense for what the reading this morning was. It was saying, show more than words, okay? Work through emotions, feelings, the way you do things. Present the color blue in a different way than just, you know, just putting the color blue down on paper. You know, bring it to life. Show the emotions and the heart space and the energy space that represents everything, the color blue. I know for some you're saying, especially for Pisces, we already do that. We present such a beautiful picture of what we want to convey. However, they're saying to really tap into that because that's a gift for you, okay? Tell a story for what you really want to be presenting to the world. Bring it forward in a way that nobody's quite seen it that way before. So that's the key, okay? The key's right there, and that's what they're telling you. That's where the hard work is. The feather representing the pen also represented help from spirit, past loved ones, which my mother came through, so she is a past loved one. Message from spirit right there, saying that they'll be there to help you. 8 of crystals, okay? 8, 8, 8. Number 8 is coming in. It's time to work. It's time for you to craft your masterpiece, okay? Whatever that may be in your life, in your business. It's time for you to really dedicate yourself to do your meaningful work, okay? All right, so let's pull some tarot. I have little SD cards hanging around everywhere. I figure I would take the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot because that's, if anything, it's taking tarot to a very different place with all the beautiful gold gilding on it. I love it. Okay, it brings forward the energies and the emotions that you really want here. Okay, so here you have Transformation, the Death card. Ooh. So beautiful. All right, so this is transitioning into a new phase. And makes sense, tomorrow is the full moon, so we're completing one stage, we're starting another. It's the endings, the beginning, it's a renewal, rebirth. So we have been stuck, I think, mostly in the week of energies of not really being able to move forward, being stuck and prevented by little details. It's if I were to convey it correctly, it would almost feel like stage fright. Okay, you've done the work, you've done everything, you know, where you kind of have an idea of where you want to be going, wherever, in whatever area in your life, but suddenly it's time and you've gotten stage fright. It's like, oh, what do I do? I've kind of just like, I've choked up. And it's okay, Pisces, okay? It's like all this week, I hope that you have been listening. There's been all kinds of way to perceive things, all kinds of way to work around things at this point. And this is also a way of expressing yourself, of what you want to be doing. Sometimes you feel that you're not ready to be so blunt, but speak from the heart. And there's no bluntness involved. It's more of an emotion, a feeling, and a general well-being. So go ahead and work on that if you need to. And they're just really trying to tell you, work on this transition. go forward in this transition. You can do it, okay? Weave your story, create your story, start with your story. It is time. It's definitely time this month for you to be doing this, okay? And bring back playfulness in this. Like, bring back playfulness. Don't put heavy energies on you, okay? Make it blissful. Make it happy. Make it something worth it, right? You see the anxiety here? They don't want you to be using that. Don't nights of trying to get sleep, and there's that 8 again. Can't get away from it. Cannot get away from the 8 of Pentacles. It's here all day. All day, all day, all night. 8 of Pentacles, okay? Don't let this craftsmanship, this be something that wears you down. Do it with a playful heart, a playful soul. This is supposed to be fun, Pisces. Remember that. That's the most important. And if you get quiet enough and listen with your heart, you're going to see how much fun you can have. Honestly, you can, okay? This soul searching and this reevaluation, it's gotten you through some of these nights. But use it. I mean, don't make it in vain. Don't end up with an empty cup at the end of this week, okay? Use all the readings and all the emotions that you've been going through and flip it and make it into something that's will have been worth your while. And hopefully, by the next time, you can make it feel easier on yourself. You can start thinking, you know, I've learned a lot from this experience, and I won't be doing that next time. I'll be taking a different way, a different course of action to make me feel better, to go forward, okay? But you have to listen. Listening to your heart, listening to what's coming through, okay? Remember yesterday we were talking a lot about blank space, that quiet, that very quiet spot, okay? They're doing a shh, very quiet spot. Very important. Right. So you're busy building an empire. You're busy building your love space, your career space, all of the spaces of abundance that you are wishing for. There's your real opportunity for concrete growth here. Okay? A real chance to self-empower and put your best ambitious foot forward to what you want in life. So this is really going to bring you a lot. Okay? See, the clouds are clearing and the sun is shining in golden, beautiful gold foil. So you are definitely going somewhere great and grand. Okay? Alright. So you have the Knight of Swords, and he's upside down. So this harebrained kind of energy, just, you know, just going nuts, ready for battle regardless of the consequences. This isn't you. And the inverted way of it feels very much like that. The Two of Acorns here showing insight and focus, which is the Two of Wands. So you're contemplating. You're not this energy, okay? So this harried type energy, and I feel more, this is more what's surrounding you, like I've got to get something done, I've got to get something done, I've got to get something done. This energy is leaving you now. Now you understand that every step of the way you have to be like a mindful step, you know, like an aging process for, let's say, cheese or food or something that needs time for, you know, to get it just right. It's not for perfection, but just to get it to the point where you need it to be. So you don't need to be going crazy. The years up ahead are really going to be offering us a time to grow and really get a lush garden, okay, going in our lives. So there's no worries about it. They'd much rather you decide now exactly what you want to plant than having to go back and doing a whole bunch of weeding later on. Okay, we're going to weed regardless in our lives. We're going to plant things, and in the end we're going to go, well, it suited me, you know, at that point, but 5 years down the road it's really not for me anymore, and that's okay. It has a time, a reason, a season. But if you're planting a whole bunch of seeds without knowing anything about anything, then you really got to clean it up later, almost starting from scratch, you know, moving stuff around, getting rid of a lot of the things that you didn't. So they really don't want you to have this Knight of Swords energy. They want you to just, you know, pull it back, and don't do it out of despair, whatever you're doing. Do it contemplative and have insight, you know. Get insight on what you're doing before you do it. So if you're planning something beautiful for somebody, to let them know how you care about them. As I was talking about this morning, it's less important of having all the details figured out for the next 2 years to present everything all at once than having a few beautiful details prepared and presented, and then more to develop as you go. Because it's like a flower. It's like seeing that first plant grow, and then the flower comes out and you go, oh, that's so beautiful. And yes, it's not as beautiful as the whole space being filled with all these beautiful flowers perfectly groomed, but there's no denying the magic of that very first flower coming out. Okay, so don't disregard every step of the way. Don't get stuck on the detail of having every single thing done to perfection before it happens. Just be insightful by what you do, make it meaningful, and from the heart and from your energy space. That's what they're saying. Okay, so right, I think I've said that correctly. I just said a whole bunch of things, but all right. So the time of having too many choices and not being able to make a choice, that's also coming to an end. Because sometimes when you have too many choices like this, you don't know what to do with them, okay? You're looking at all these choices, and that's when we get stopped up. Like, I don't know where to begin. I don't know, there's too many things. I want to do them all, but I don't know. Start with one, okay? This energy is like waning. So in other words, start with one thing and go with it, okay? That way you don't get stopped, okay, or paused indefinitely. It's okay to do that one thing and really do it well, and do it with meaning, and do it with love, okay? Yes, the seduction scene would be great with rose petals and champagne and and all of this and the meal and all that, but you know, following rose petals just by themselves is something quite special. And if you emphasize on that one thing of somebody being surprised by that, you know, and it's just an example, Pisces. You don't have to go out and do rose petals. I'm just bringing something forward to emphasize that sometimes when you put too many things in front, a lot of it gets lost. So if one day, you know, somebody comes home to rose petals, and then the next day they come home to something different, or the next week, you know, you spread it out. You make the moments special. You make them less of an everyday thing, you know. You're saying I love you without just rushing through the words in a sentence when you call somebody, you know. Do you ever know people who finish their sentences, or they don't say goodbye, they say I love you, but they don't have any meaning to it. It's like a goodbye, love you. It's a way to end a sentence. It no longer has any flavor to it. It's just something that's, you know, habit, right? So the spice of life is not in a habit. The spice of life is in the savory moments. So if you're building a business, remember that people need to savor your product, whether it's music, whether it's a natural cream of any kind, whether it's a, it's an essential oil blend of any kind. They need to, when they pick up that in their hands, or when they're with you, they're reminded that you bring flavor to their life, okay? And something that they really enjoy. You know, you're a good spot. It's really what I'm trying to convey here. And that's what Spirit's trying to convey. It's not in everything being perfect. It's not doing everything all at once. It's about making all the little bits of it count. Okay? And getting forward. Don't get stuck because you want to do everything all at once. Okay? Do one thing really well and then move on and do another thing really well. And if in the end you can do a lot of things really well and make it into something different, that's even more fun. Make it fun, okay? That playfulness and that bliss card is right here. Make what you're doing fun, not painful. Don't go in the Nine of Swords. Go towards this is really fun, okay? I'm enjoying doing this. Oh, I love smelling this essential oil blend. Oh, I love that I did this little something, and I can't wait to see their reaction, okay? It's giving of yourself, and it's enjoying and sharing that, okay? Right. Clarity, sunny, optimism. That is really what you're trying to bring in the end. You're trying to bring in all of that beauty. The world is in a process of slowing down and giving you value, okay? And it's not just value for your money, it's value for your time. It's not about rushing all the time. Rushing has its place and its space, but most of the time we just rush and we miss everything. We miss everything. And it's sad that we do, because there's so much to see and there's so much to savor. Half the time we get to a space where we get there, so I don't know what to do anymore, I'm bored. But all the stuff that you did before, you missed half of what you were doing. And if we just took more time, we'd be less bored and more in our spaces of enjoying what is. Okay, and what came and what brought pleasure in your life. Tell a story, Pisces, and make it a good one. Listen with the heart. Okay? Get in a good space. That's what you need to do. We're talking about that empty table yesterday. Start putting the good stuff on the table. Don't put too many things on the table. Don't put too many things back on the table. Okay? Okay. Right. So, time for perseverance to get this magic coming through. Because this is the magic. This is the magic elixir right here. This is like the pro tip from Spirit. Okay? This is how you work that for you. This card is like magic. You have everything you need. And you're right there. With that perseverance, that determination card, you've worked so hard. The 8, they're all here. This is the 9. This is the one where you make or break it. Okay? And it's the card of saying, don't give up. You're just about to tap into. Okay? For some of you, I'm hoping that this reading is going to be the, oh, okay, yeah, all right, okay. And you're going to work on that one thing that you're going to convey in the most beautiful Piscean way that you can. And just go with it. Take that first step, okay? And stop driving yourself crazy. Intuition helps a lot underneath the deck, okay? To show you, to bring you what needs to be brought. The 8 of Crystals, dedication and progress, coupled with that beautiful High Priestess. So these are underneath the cards, so they're hidden. This is the stuff that you've got to look at, okay? Remember, you're working towards this beautiful progress. You have intense dedication. Just don't get stuck on the details. Focus on how satisfying this work is, and as well, tap into your inner wisdom and intuition together with that. Make sure that it's always on the table with you when you're working. Okay, that's important as well, because if you don't tap into that, you're missing half of it. All of this is working with your energy centers. Okay, when we present things, when we say I love you, they're just 3 words. They have no feeling and they have no meaning. They are just words that hold a definition of what they're supposed to mean. What we're trying to bring forward here is saying I love you in different ways, like I do. Like bringing you these messages is saying that I'm sending you light, love, and blessings, Pisces, because I'm sending you messages to help you grow. I want you to become empowered. And that's how I show the love, okay? By putting red and green, hoping that the colors of that uplift you and make you feel in a different space for a moment. Okay, the flickering light to make you feel like you're enlightened and better. Okay, this is all types of things to express what you are trying to convey to people. Okay, to bring them in that space where they feel it. Okay, so there's a lot of great business stuff here. There's a lot of relationship stuff here for you guys. I usually don't do it quite so in depth for the different areas, but this, they really want you to listen to yourself and use your gifts. And they were explaining how you can do that in this point with a lot of examples for you. Okay, so I hope that this has helped you. Tomorrow I'm going to be exploring the full moon energy in Cancer, and I hope that you have a great, great evening, Pisces. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and blessings. ×2, ×3. A lot of enlightenment. Remember, you're power, you're magic, you're wonderful. You've got this. You can do this. Take care of yourself, Pisces.